Hello kids and welcome back to Life in the Woods. I remember last time we crashed, so this time I'm not surprised about a non-existing messy inventory. Usually we have a messy inventory. I guess in a way I was prepared to end the recording session. Oh god, this looks so cute. We log in and we're in like, what biome is this? A temperate rainforest. Okay. Maybe I will remember. Okay, yeah, we're currently working on the last unexplored section on the atlas around our home. So we are going to go a little bit north and then take a dip to the right. And yeah, here we are. It is Monday evening. And it's been a day. It's been a day. I have had many emotions today. Most of them about books, but still, that counts. Not even about books in a way that I spend a lot of time reading. I only read like 20-30 pages at school and that was it. I have problems. I have problems. Sometimes I think I'm too autistic for this world. But I know that, you know, normal people also struggle with this. So the thing is, let me explain this, okay? I am currently reading the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. I'm reading the second book right now, The Drawing of the Three, which I really enjoy. I read the first part, The Gunslinger, over a year ago, and I knew going in it's kind of like a slow book. It's gonna take you some time to really get hooked, and even if you don't, the next book is going to be better. Even though I knew that. After that, it took me some time. So here we are. I finally picked up the second book. I have the first 3 parts on my shelf, okay? I have over 100 unread books. I just kind of... I like completing things even before I really get started on them. Anyway, wait, actually we put all the bamboo in with the plants. Okay, so let's do that. So... thing is, with the amazing Stephen King, all of his books, at least by the, oh god, how do you pronounce it? It's spying off, but doesn't know how to pronounce one of the most common, most well-known publishers, by Hodder. Like, I think that's how you spell them. All of them got new covers, like a few months ago. And I was aware of that, but I thought it would take ages to really be everywhere. So now that I started reading the series again, I was like, you know, maybe I should get the other books in the series, so you know I still have matching covers. Because if there's one thing that I cannot stand, it's mismatching covers in a book series. I can't. Like, next to books in the same series suddenly being a different size, that is just... No, you can't do that! So, we wouldn't be having this conversation if things would be going well when it comes to my completing the collection. So, you know, usually I order stuff at the local bookstore. Usually I check online first if they can even get the book, because, you know, even most indie bookstores, they have a website, and they're faster than Amazon a lot of times, so go support your local bookstores, please. So I did that, and I looked through all the books, and all I saw were the new covers. Except for one of the 5 missing books, because there's 7 books in the series, but there's like a 4.5 halved book. I don't know how to call that. Like, basically there is one that you can read in the middle or read when you're done with everything. It's like up to you. We'll check the village out later. I want to go through the snow biome, see if we can find penguins. So the thing is, that one was The Wind Through the Keyhole. I looked it up before. Compared to the other books in the series, I didn't see that many listings of with the new cover. So I was like, huh, maybe there's a good chance the supplier still has that one and the new one just hasn't arrived. Guess who went to the bookstore today to pick up that book? And it was the new version. Thing is, I had also ordered all the other books in the series on eBay. New, because I kind of struggle with used books. It's like a weird little personal issue that I am working on. But yeah, so that was already kind of a struggle to still find them. But I found them. I bought from 3 different sellers, and from 2 they arrived today already. I ordered 1 book, and 2 books from one, and the 1 book and the 2 book arrived. There is still a single book that I'm missing. That's actually from the UK. And I really hope that one is going to be the right version, because it might take 2 to 3 more weeks to arrive. But yeah, out of the 3 books, 1 has the correct cover. Thank you for the dramatic note there, music. So there's that. Technically, if you count in the one from the local bookstore, then out of 4 books, 1 has the correct cover. Which hurts. It hurts a lot. Luckily, they all have free returns. Except for like at the local bookstore. There you... Technically, when you return at most bookstores, you know, when you return a book, they can't, you know, just put it back on the shelf, like with this. Fun fact, this was actually a situation I witnessed when I did my internship there last year. If it's a random part of a series from years ago, they're not just gonna put that on the shelf. Especially for me, I read English books. I live in Germany. Especially not in the middle of nowhere where I live. I mean, there's a few. We actually, when I worked there, I got to choose a few English books to select for the store because they wanted to try that out, which was really, really like amazing and quite the honor to do that. Why is this such like a straight cut-off line? Okay, there we go. But like with that, you can return them, but you only you get 90% of your money back, because the 10% they have to ship it back to the supplier, which obviously isn't free, and in my opinion that's totally fair. There was this one time when I was there, this woman brought back like part 3 of a series from like 2014 or so, and then was like, quack, quack, quack. Yeah, that is what the woman did basically. Like, why can't you just put that back on the shelf? You have so many books here, just put it in there. And after that, I was like, we can't exactly do that, ma'am. So that was an experience, but I don't mind doing that. Like, really support your local bookstores. Please do that. They really matter. And yeah, so I have to send 2 books back, and then tomorrow I will go to the local bookstore and be like, I'm gonna give eBay a few more tries, because I did end up finding that on eBay. I just hope that's gonna be the correct version, because obviously even the ones that I have ordered, they had the old cover on the eBay listing. So in my mind, I thought, okay, I will get the old covers and not... Did I just say they had the new covers? I don't know, my brain's a bit of a mess today. I'm sorry. So I bought what I assumed would be the things that fit my shelf, you know, that match with the rest of the series. And I got something that, while it has the same size, it looks so wrong. It doesn't look good compared to what I already have. So yeah, I will return all of that and wait for everything to arrive. Luckily, I managed to buy from 3 sellers, because we still have the one way from the UK. That's Wizard and Glass, by the way, which I really hope is going to have the right cover. I ordered from 2 stores, because this one store had 2, and I was like really hoping it would have the 3rd one too, but it didn't, which was a shame. They actually had Wizard and Glass too, I think, if I remember correctly, so I was like, should I not? Thing is, it hasn't even shipped yet. Like the one that I ordered from the UK, so maybe I should have, but you know, we will see. what even arrives, but the other ones were from Germany, so they should arrive by the next couple of days. So, yeah, I already had a lot of emotions about these matched covers, because the thing is, the one that I got that has the right version, that has the cover that I need, that's the final part. I have the first 3 that match, and the last one. Like, what? Bro! I don't know, I'm not a big fan of covers randomly changing. I mean, to be fair, these books have been out for ages, and obviously, especially with well-known authors, they are very likely to go through some different, this little shrub, to go through some different covers, but not while I'm reading the series and don't have all the books yet, okay? I don't allow that. That's illegal. I don't want that, okay? Please don't do that. But in general, I have to admit, the new covers, since basically all the Stephen King books have gotten these new covers, I'm actually not the biggest fan of it, really, because the thing is, if you now have all of them, if you decide to buy all of them, you have kind of like a rainbow, which looks nice, but the thing is, with Stephen King, there's a lot of horror, and I don't really want a cute little pink book that talks about scary shit, you know? Like, give me some decapitated bodies or something. You can put that on the cover, that fits. But the new ones, they seem very much like to fit your book talk, bookshelf videos, which of course look pretty, but I'm just not the biggest fan of it. I'm sorry. They look nice, yes, when you have all of them. But for me, for example, one of my Christmas gifts was Just After Sunset, which is a short story collection by him, and that one is pink. And I'm just like, we ventured out a little bit too far. I'm getting distracted when I talk too much. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the covers themselves, they are pretty, don't get me wrong, but the spines. I can't just have, like, for me, I have 2 bookshelves. I have a serious bookshelf, and I have a single standing bookshelf, even though that one's starting to overflow quite badly, and I don't really have the space for another bookshelf. Please don't crash again. The problem is not too many books, the problem is not enough space, okay? The thing is, I try to organize that shelf a little bit. At the very top shelf, like, it has 3 shelves. The top one is German books, the middle one is English books, and the bottom one has my non-fiction and like some old PC games, because I had no idea where else to put them and the space was there. Thing is, with the English books, the middle shelf, I tried my best to organize them a bit. So technically I have 2 rows in there. I have a back row that you can't see because I don't have enough space. And then there's like the front row. The front row has a bit of Stephen King. There's more Stephen King behind it. But on the left, there's horror. So if I had the space, I would have to put Just After Sunset in there, which is pink, in between all these dark books. Moo! Yes, I don't know, I'm just not really a fan of that. Which makes me sad. Like, I wish I could really vibe with that. I wish I wouldn't care so much about unnecessary things, like matching covers or something like that. I don't know. Another thing is, for example, the Origin series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Very different genre, I know. But I have the 3 books. I think, has a 4th one come out yet? I don't know. It's been a while. I should actually check that up again. Check that up. Look that up. Either way, the 3rd part randomly got a new cover. And the first 2 have some really nice, pretty ones that, in my opinion, really match the series. And then for the 3rd book, they were just like, how about we put some real people on the cover? I am not a fan. There's so many struggles involved with reading. Like, don't even get me started about the books themselves that make you feel things. No, we're just talking about the physical books here. And I'm already having a mental breakdown while talking about it. So, yeah, reading is a fun hobby. For real. In general, kids, I mentioned it before in the last episode. Try to get back into reading. I think all of us probably have read at some point in our lives and stopped for various reasons. For me, it was because my mental health was absolute trash. And every year I was like, oh, I want to read 10, 20 or more books. And in 2021, at the end of it, I got back into reading. And I read like, what, 4 or 5 books that year towards the end. And then I was like, you know, I am going to read 50 books next year. Like all the big YouTubers do it that talk about their books. You know what I did? I read 50 books. I mean, I finished that on December 31st. But we don't talk about that. Last year, I read 50 books. Read 4 manga volumes on December 31st. We don't talk about that. To be fair, last year was really stressful with school starting again and all that. But yeah, I read 50 books again, and this year I want to read 50 books. I haven't finished the first one yet, but I want to read 50. I think once school is going to be over, I will just breeze through everything. But right now it's still a bit of a struggle to read. I spent like 3 days reading so far this year, which is not good. But I'm trying not to force myself, since usually in December I have to force myself to read, or like I had to for the past 2 years. Which is not, you know, which technically I shouldn't do, but I want to hit that stupid goal, because then I can feel good about myself. So, yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is read. I mentioned in the last episode, you know, your attention span. We all have messed up attention spans, you know. Otherwise, I mean, maybe not if you're watching this video, because my videos are long, and sometimes you just kind of sit there and you're like, Kiwi, why are you still talking? Please do something interesting. So maybe if you're watching this, your attention span is actually still kind of fine. So props to you. But, no. Reading, it does help, it keeps you focused, and it's a really nice hobby, and there's so many good books. Like, even since I'm slowly getting into non-fiction, I was always like, boring. You know, because I was a cool teenager. Yay. And now I read a few non-fiction books, and I'm like, wow, this is actually kind of nice. I'm definitely not going to be what I'm going to be reading most of the time. Like, I'm just... I love my silly little romances and stuff like that a bit too much for that. And in general, non-fiction, it's like... It's hard to breeze through that, you know? Versus if you just have, like, you know, some little adventures and whatnot, you know, that's easy to read. But then you have to read about how to improve your life and all that. That takes a bit more effort to read. I don't know why I went there. My inner X-ray told me to. But yes, I recommend reading. It is fun, it is nice, and you know, everyone should read. It helps. I can just imagine my boyfriend in the background right now, who's like doing his boyfriend things, hearing me being like, everyone read, while the boyfriend doesn't like reading. Oh, sad boyfriend noises. There's so many oars around here. Thing is, yeah, I don't know. If you haven't read in a few years, give it a try. You know, you can, I don't know, go to your local library and, you know, get a book there. Another thing is, but a lot of people don't really seem to know about, is the app Libby. Basically, if you have a library membership, there you are, my friend, you and your library is part of the Libby program, you can just get books for free over this app. If it's like a popular book, you might have a bit of a wait list, but that's like so cool. The thing is, for me, I checked, and like in Germany, we don't, or at least with my library, if that's like kind of connected, I don't really know much about it. I only heard about it and looked it up for a moment. I don't really seem to find any English books on there, and I just prefer reading in English. I don't know, it's that has just been a habit that has established itself over time. And I mean, yes, there's some German books that I like, some German authors that I like, but I don't know, compared to the big amount of English books I want to read. And to be another thing, that's digital. I have nothing against ebooks, don't get me wrong, but for me, the feeling of a book in my hand, smelling it, that's part of the experience, dude. So, yeah, maybe one day I'll get into ebooks, I don't know. Maybe one day when we move out and I run out of space. Because on top of that, I love collecting things. I've talked about this so many times. Like, collecting books, it's really, really nice, first of all. And then, you know, one day I wanna put like all my books into the living room, especially like the non-fiction books and classics and that kind of stuff. So if you have like guests over, they can look at your fancy book collection and see that you're such a intelligent human being. No one is going to care, but that's what I want to do. No one's going to pay attention to what kind of books I have on my shelf in 10 years or so, but I want to do that. Maybe one day some kind of repair person is going to sit down for a coffee and then see that I have Atomic Habits by James Clear in my shelf. Like, to be fair, that was actually a really, really, really good book. And at the moment, it is kind of helping me to pick up new habits, which is cool. I mean, I'm trying not to overwork myself with the amount of things that I want to incorporate into my daily life. So, you know, I'm trying to go like step by step. But I've been having a skincare routine for quite some time again. And that makes me really happy. My skin looks good. And it's just nice to have those few minutes every day, you know. First of all, I get to relax while taking a shower, and then it's like, you know, I got a new body lotion, by the way, that smells really good, and it's vegan this time. I realized the body lotion I had before that most likely isn't vegan. Oops, you know, happens. No, I'm not going to revoke my vegan card for that. But, yeah, that smells really good. It's by the brand Jean and Len, I think, or like Jen and Lean or something like that. I don't know how international they are, but if you're like in Germany, you know, try them out. They have nice stuff. I also found out they have like shampoo and everything, because I went on their website a few days ago, because I was just like fascinated by the fact that this body lotion is so good. So I think I want to get their shampoo at some point. Because they basically write on the packaging ohne Gedöns, which translates to without shitty ingredients, basically. You know, just unnecessary stuff. I don't really know how to translate that word, actually. Is there even like an actual translation? Let me look this up. You know, we always learn so well when we look up words in here. You know, everyone gets to learn the German word. I get to learn the English word. It's a win-win. Fass Krussel. Oh, that's the British one. Or Hullabaloo. Okay. I have a body lotion without Hullabaloo. Good to know. I love the English language. That was probably, if like that word is probably used in a completely different meaning, but there we go, there we go. Wait, we just went up, right? Usually we've been zigzagging like that. Okay, sure thing. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm having fun. But yeah, I have a skincare routine, you know, I have these few minutes, or like, you know, by the time I'm like done with skincare and all that type of stuff, it's like 20 to 30 minutes, so I have like those few minutes to relax, kind of unwind, and that's just a really, really nice experience. Like, yes, showering without having a skincare routine, still relaxing, don't get me wrong, but knowing that afterwards you're gonna take some extra time to, you know, just take care of yourself, it's a nice feeling, you know? So, you know, self-care, even if it's your typical putting on a face mask and, I don't know, going to watch some Netflix or whatever people do in their vlogs these days. I don't know, haven't watched many vlogs lately, so can't relate anymore. Just take care of yourselves, kids. That is what I'm trying to say. It's really important, and you know, it matters a lot. Yay, motivational talk over. I don't know, actually I'm in a pretty good mood right now, which is surprising because it's been like an exhausting day. Like I said, I had my physics exam. Yeah, it went okay-ish, I guess. I just noticed physics is definitely like the subject that I struggle with. Like, it's kind of hard for me to get into, to really get interested into in some kind of way, and then remember everything, and like have everything that is explained to us make sense to my small little brain. That's like a whole other thing. But yeah, I think it went okay. Could have been better, but I think, you know, I hopefully won't be crying when I get it back. That's the goal. I can also get out a new burger already. Ah, I can already sleep. Nice. Oh, thank you. We had a nice little cuddling session. I appreciate it. Also real quick. So yeah, that was, yeah, I don't know. And in general, school is kind of exhausting. People are exhausting, that's the main thing. But people are in school, so due to that, school becomes exhausting. I mean, it could be worse. Could really be worse, but it's still a bit hard for me at the moment, since, you know, I'm still going there by myself. Boyfriend still has to rest a few more days before he can happily walk around again. He actually got his... Oh, what? I meant to look that up before I started the recording. You know, when you have surgery and they, like, sew you up, he got, like, the strings cut today. I don't know if you also just call it strings, like, surgery terms in English. I don't know, but that happened today. Which apparently was... From the way he told me, I probably would have died. With a boyfriend, a bit uncomfortable, but, you know, he's vibing, his toe, not as much, but yeah, bit more resting, bit more me making him nice snacks, or me wanting to get him snacks when I go downstairs and forgetting. Totally never happens. I wouldn't do such a thing. There's so many fruit trees around here, what the heck? Yeah, I don't know. I do enjoy this taking care process. You know, sometimes it's a bit rough when you just sat down and realize you have to get up again at some point. But yeah, I enjoy doing it, you know. It's in good times and in bad times, as they say. Or like, as in sickness and in health. There is so much shearing stuff here. I just can't resist, and it's a bit laggy. I apologize. I don't know what's going on here,